For the longest time, I had such bad work-life balance. First graduated from college, work was like everything for me for like 2 to 3 years. As some of you might already know from like my previous videos, I was unemployed for like the first 6 months of this year. And honestly, the job hunt was a struggle and a half. And I feel very grateful now to have a job. Once I started at this position, one thing that I really wanted to be cognizant of is having good work-life balance. I wanted to have more of a stark contrast between the work that I do for a living and I get paid to do versus hobbies and activities that I do for fun and for my own personal enjoyment outside of the workplace. I think for a while, because I used a lot of my creativity in the workplace, I started getting creatively burnt out, and that kind of bled into my personal life because I didn't really want to dabble in any hobbies that required anything of me creatively because it was just, I was exhausted all the time already. One thing that I'm really grateful for from my time of unemployment is the time, like just this unlimited resource that I had of time and being able to explore different hobbies and try new things. And one thing that I picked up that I just like, I've always wanted to learn how to crochet because I know how to knit from when I was like younger. That was like one of my hobbies when I was younger, and I just like stopped. And then crocheting kind of got a lot of traction on the internet, so I wanted to try crocheting because it just looked like it didn't look that challenging, and it's like one hook compared to knitting where you have 2 needles. So anyway, I told myself I wanted to learn how to crochet, and the biggest hurdle for me was truly just buying the materials. Like I literally just needed yarn and a crochet hook, and I put that off for the longest time, thinking, I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was just avoiding it because I have a fear of failure, and I didn't want to start a hobby and just straight out the gate be horrible at it because I just don't like being bad at things. I don't like not being immediately good at something. So that's something that I've been trying to unlearn in a sense and just be more flexible and give myself more grace with. So my friend like went to Joann's when they had their big closing sale. R.I.P. Joann's, you were my childhood. And she picked up a ball of yarn for me. Oh, and then my sister got like a crochet hook for me from Daiso, $1.50, thank you. Or maybe $1.75 now that everything's going up. That began my crocheting journey. It was rough. It was rough for a while. My first granny square, oh my gosh, bad, horrible, so wonky. My first actual project, I made a headband. I crashed out about it at least 6 times because it just ended up looking like a strip of bacon. I'll put a photo here. It was not cute. I tried to make a headband with a flower pattern, but it looks so atrocious and I made so many mistakes. So unfortunately, now I am going through it and undoing the entire thing. This took me 3-4 hours yesterday. I'm gonna follow a different tutorial tonight. It's 9:21 p.m. already. Hopefully I'll have something near finished by midnight. All that work. And it just disappears so quickly. So it's now 1:30 a.m. and I've actually gotten quite a bit of progress with this, and it looks way better than the first time that I did it, and I'm very proud of myself. But so far, it looks like so cute. It looks so cute, and I actually have like the proper amount of stitches. I have 58 still. It took me like 2 nights to finish, but I finally got it, and it's like cute, except I don't ever wear it because my head is too small for headbands like that. It was just the band was way too thick. Anyway, I digress. I've started and stopped lots of projects since then. One project that I've been working on is a crochet top, and that one has been in the making for like 2 months. 2 months. I started the project over again like 7 times, like unraveled and restarted about 7 times because I was struggling so hard. And in my head, I'm like, I don't know why this is so complicated. Like crocheting is just like 4 stitches, and if you know those 4 stitches, you can kind of make anything. So I watched a ton of YouTube tutorials, and the shirt is definitely better now. We're almost there. I'm currently working on an extra extender for the sleeve because I felt that the sleeve was a little bit too short and I didn't think I'd wear it. So I'm like working on just another section to add on to the sleeve so that it's a little bit longer. And I do foresee myself wearing this during the fall, but yeah, this was like a struggle. And we have since made several projects since then. So I like worked on 2 bandanas for my friends and it looks super cute on them. I recently wanted to learn how to fillet crochet because that's also been making its rounds on the internet. And I did make one. This is my first fillet crochet project and I do think it came out pretty nicely. I just found like a photo off Pinterest that I liked and I referenced. And I just counted the number of squares that they had and looked up how to fillet crochet and just kind of figured my way out. I just like marked up this photo and just went from there. So I think it's cute. It's a little cat with like flowers around it. I think the only thing is this is definitely a rectangle and the photo that I referenced is definitely a square. So I mean, I just used what I had. So I think my yarn and hook didn't line up properly or like it wasn't like proportional the way that fillet crochet is like supposed to be or whatever. You know, a hobby is getting serious when you start buying more stuff for it. I really had to make sure that this is like something I actually wanted to try and not me just being like, I want to buy things, so I'm going to start a new hobby. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like we're going to do the hobby first and then we're allowed to buy things, like more things. It's not that I don't want to be caught in this like loop where I'm spending money to build a hobby. Like I started off with like kind of nothing for a bit and then I was like, okay, I'm going to like build this interest first before I like really start putting money towards it. Because I just don't want it to be a waste of money and like materials where I just like end up not using anything. But anyway, it's getting serious because unfortunately because Joann's was closing, they did have a big sale, so I did get crochet hooks, like 2 sets of them. So these are great. I now have a bag that I put all my crochet stuff into. Like the hooks go into this cute little front pocket and my project will go into this front pocket. And then the yarn goes into the bag. So I recently picked up some more yarn. This is the one I picked up. This is the one that everyone speaks highly of when it comes to fillet crocheting. I felt a little bit misled once I picked it up because I didn't realize it'd be hollow inside. It's kind of like when you buy an ice cream cone, and then they swirl it and the inside is completely empty. Yeah, that's the situation here. And I also picked up a new crochet hook. This one is the tiniest one that I have to date. It is 1.5 millimeter. Maybe it doesn't seem that small, but in comparison to this other hook that I've been using for my sweater, definitely tiny. She's tiny. So I'm going to try to make this cat thing again, but using this white thread with this tiny little crochet hook. It is currently 3:30. I think I could technically finish this before dinner time, but I just don't think I want to try that. So I'm going to just start this crochet project and then just kind of go from there. It's just vibes. It's truly just vibes. And this one I don't have like a pattern for. So it's just kind of like, actually, I think I might try a different one. I have a couple from Pinterest that I found that intrigued me, and I think I have the potential to just reference the photo. I think that's the nice thing about fillet crochet is it's just a grid, so it's pretty it can be pretty clear of like how to, you can just like look at the final product and then just go from there, rather than, I feel like I haven't gotten to the point of really understanding crochet patterns where I can just look at a finished product and then know exactly how they got there. This is just for fun. This is just for fun. Okay, we're gonna try to make this again. Okay, let's go. Let's go. I don't even know, like, where does the yarn start and stop? How is my hair already on this? Where does the yarn, like, start and stop? I don't know. Oh gosh, okay, pause. Am I supposed to pull from the inside, like the balls of yarn? What is this called, a spool? Mothers always know best. My mom found it for me. Like, okay, I knew this was thin. I know this is not yarn. This is thread. So I knew it was going to be thin, and I know that this thing is tiny. However, comma, I don't think I'm prepared for how long this is about to take me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Help. I feel like I'm learning how to crochet for the first time. Also, one thing about like learning how to crochet is I feel like, I mean, I think a lot of people with this kind of hobby is like self-taught because there's so many resources available on the internet now that it's like a lot easier to be self-taught, but I feel like my technique is all wrong and I just haven't done anything about it. It's just kind of like, oh darn, that's just too bad. So I think for this one, how I approached it last time, a single stitch and then maybe went in, I did like a chain of 51 and I think I went in with a single crochet after that. No, I didn't. I just went in, I literally did a single chain and then just built it out. Okay, that is definitely a choice. That's definitely a choice. Okay, time to chain 51. 35. I think like crocheting is literally just a lot of counting. This is allegedly 51, but who's to say? So I finished the first 2 rows and literally what the helly. Whew. She is tiny. She's so tiny. I think just like for viewer comparison, this is what we're working with. It's literally, I would say it's about 2/3 the size of the first one that I worked on. The eye strain right now is insane. Actually insane. Every time I crochet, I'm like, oh yeah, it's like so nice to like not look at screens. But I'm literally locked in on my iPad right now that has the pattern on it. And then I have like insane eye strain working on this. Oh my god. It's like it's serious though because I can't listen to music right now. I can't listen to an audiobook. I have to just sit here in silence and crochet because I need to be that locked in. It's not that this is hard necessarily, it's just like it's so small. And I keep like accidentally dropping the stitches. Oh my gosh. My posture right now is also just insane. I also lose a lot of concept of time when I'm crocheting. Like I was saying earlier, I started at 3:30. It's already almost 4:30. And this is all I've done in 1 hour. Hello, it has been an embarrassing amount of time since I last filmed that last segment of me crocheting the cat. I finished it, I think the day after, but never bothered to film that I finished it, as I do with so many of my videos. So here she is, the finished cat. I think it's easy to see, nice and easy to see against my dark sweater. How cute. It is tiny. It is extremely tiny. It's just been living in my drawer, my desk drawer, this whole time. And since then I have started another project with the crochet like thread spool. This toilet paper roll of thread. I've made decent progress so far. I feel like it's a very on-off situation. I currently don't have like any shows or anything to watch. I feel like I'll probably lock in on it more. Maybe when the Taylor Swift docuseries comes out and I have something to watch. It's like a shawl, and I will link the YouTube video that I'm following, like the tutorial that I'm following for it, in the description box. It's kind of small at the moment, so, you know, not quite getting anywhere close to shawl-like yet. I'm using the same hook, this tiny little guy, and then using the same thread. And yeah, I like it. I feel like this one is really similar to the purple sweater that I did. I'm still not done with that one yet. I just, doing that last bit of the sleeve, I have no rush for that one for some reason. I feel no urgency. So that one's not done yet. This one, I feel like the pattern, in theory, feels very similar, but for some reason this one feels way faster, even though it's a lot smaller. Like the yarn is a thread, so it's a lot thinner. And there's so many more flowers, but for some reason it feels faster. This one I think is called like a spider crochet. Not sure why, because it looks like a web, but to me it looks more like a flower. This thing's gonna be really, really long, and then you kind of just like pin it together at a certain place, however you want it to fall, and then you stitch that together, and then it becomes a shawl. I think this would be great to have done hopefully by next spring, summer. I'm envisioning it over like a tank top and a skirt or a dress, because the majority of my dresses don't have sleeves. They're like, what is it, spaghetti straps? So sometimes you just want something to kind of cover the shoulders when you go out in the evening, when it's a summer night. If I like it enough, I might dye it actually, instead of making a whole nother one. I might dye it maybe like a nice dark brown or like a really rich red color. I don't know. I'm thinking brown so I can wear it to weddings, because I feel like a lot of weddings in California take place over the summer and like early fall when it's still pretty warm out, and at night you don't want to bring like a whole jacket, you just want a light cover up. And I've seen people buy shawls and stuff off like Amazon and whatever, but I figured if I can just make this, if I like it and I wear it enough, then I might just like use clothing dye and just dye it to a different color, because I obviously don't want to be wearing white to a wedding. I will update this eventually, but that's all for now, because I don't want to delay this video any longer. I think I started filming this back in, I want to say September, and it is now November. So yeah, consistency is not my forte. I wish I had that mental fortitude, but I just don't. I found the pattern that the YouTube video referenced online, so I just screenshotted it and put it onto my notes app so I can like mark it up as I go through each row. The video did go through like exact steps for every single row, the shorthand like SC, DC, all that stuff. But I honestly find that this visual pattern is just the easiest for me to reference, so I don't have to be reading and like decoding and figuring out which step I'm on. I just like to get this visual. Usually I'm just crocheting with this in front of me. So am I really, using my devices less when I'm crocheting? Not really. Do I have severe eye strain recently? Yes, that's also why I haven't been crocheting as much. Yeah, so that is the state of the union. Thanks for tuning in on this video. Finding new things that I'm interested in is just such a big part of like a life well lived to me. Something that I kind of live by, which sounds really dramatic, is just learning to be a lifelong student. I think there's always so much more to learn and explore and to try, and that can look like hobbies or professional development or physical health. Currently, I'm wanting to develop more time and energy into my hobbies and finding things that interest me and can occupy my space and time outside of just mindlessly scrolling on Twitter. I don't know if I'll continue documenting crocheting that much as a hobby. Like, I don't think I'll dedicate specific videos to it unless I make something absolutely crazy, insane, very cool, then maybe. But for the time being, it's just like a little hobby that I have that I will continue to just do on the side and hopefully get better at and get faster at. And I just want to get to a place where I can crochet without having to look at the pattern bar for bar. I truly don't even think I'm 1/10 of the way done. Like, it genuinely needs to be so long for it to fully wrap around me like a shawl. So I'm looking forward to that. The tutorial that I followed said it took her, I think, 35 to 45 hours. So I'm expecting it to take about 60 for me, just because I'm pretty slow still. Hopefully I can finish within the next 6 months or so. But judging by the rate at which I have not even finished my purple flower sweater yet, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Anyway, catch you guys next time. It's always so embarrassing saying outros. So, bye. Cringe.